Now, I'm sure you're fully aware that Blizzcon happened today, the first day of Blizzcon, and so many things got announced for WoW, Diablo 3, and StarCraft. This video exclusively, I'm just going to go over a lot of the things that were announced for World of Warcraft. And of course, I'm talking about this because I am a recovering World of Warcraft addict, and I've been staying away from the game for about a year, but it's still interesting to hear what they're going to do with the game, and then just also kind of provide the world with, you know, some of the things that I've learned and heard from BlizzCon 2011. So finally, the next expansion for World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria has been announced. There will be a new race, the Pandarians, and they have a lot of neat things about them. Of course, their racial is going to be double the statistical benefits from eating, you know, from food buffs, stuff like that. So that can be super, super helpful while you're leveling. Double the rested experience bonus. So that is definitely going to help out with leveling. It just feels like they really want to make sure that you can level through this class as quickly as possible and get to a lot of the end game stuff. There will also be a boost to the cooking skill. 50% less falling damage, which I don't totally understand, but must be a panda thing. They can also target an enemy and force them to sleep for 3 seconds. And what classes can they play? Well, just about anything except for Warlock, Druid, Death Knight, and Warrior. Warrior is a very weird one. I mean, you think a big old panda would be able to kind of tank it up a little bit. A new class was also announced, the Monk class. Any race can be the Monk class except for Worgens and Goblins, oddly enough. And also, their talent specializations will be Brewster, which is kind of like a tank specialization, Mistweaver, which is like a healer specialization, and Windwalker, which is kind of like a melee DPS sort of specialization. There will also be a new continent because, of course, the level cap is being raised to 90 in this expansion. So this new continent is going to be specializing for leveling between 85 all the way to 90, and it's going to feature 5 new zones. There will also be a starter zone for the Pandarians. It's going to be like on the back of a turtle's back, is from what I'm hearing, and I guess after you get to level 10, once you get to level 10, you pick if you want to be Horde or Alliance. So that's kind of cool. Pandarians can either be Horde or Alliance, and they have to make the choice eventually. And once again, talents are being completely revamped. I'm not going to get into detail with that just because, you know, it's just like they're constantly changing the talents and how they work all the time. So, I mean, it's going to be completely different from probably what I'm saying right now until when the expansion is released. They are also implementing something called like PvE scenarios, which are kind of like PvE battlegrounds. Pretty much you and a group of people just get into the scene and you complete like different objectives, whether it be defending something or leading an NPC somewhere or fighting off, you know, I wouldn't say waves, but just like fighting off different creatures and stuff like that. I guess it's a dungeon, but it's just more so a PvE scenario with like different like objectives, I'm assuming. I guess it just adds a little bit more for you to do, but also once you complete these PvE scenarios, you get Valor points as a reward. But speaking of dungeons, they are going to be implementing a challenge mode for dungeons, and this means that it's going to kind of like bring your level down, bring the level of your gear down, and kind of retune your stats to bring them down to the level of the dungeon and pretty much make a challenge out of it. So it's going to be a lot harder to just, you know, you can't just tank and spank. You're going to actually have to kind of strategize and figure this out. But the quicker you get it done, the better it is for you. And of course, the reward is going to be cosmetic gear. And last but not least, everyone's favorite, Pokemon is going to be in World of Warcraft. Okay, so I guess it's not going to be like Pokemon. It's just going to be a very, very well replicated ripoff of Pokemon. Nothing against Blizzard, but I mean, come on now. So you're going to be able to collect, level, and fight your pets. Very similar to Pokemon. You can find pets. You can use the pets that you already have, the plethora of pets that you've already gathered, and then you can also, I guess, go out into the wild and find pets to kind of defeat and capture. But there will be a leveling and ability system for them, and you should be able to trade your pets with other people. Once again, sounds like Pokemon, but I guess that you can kind of also put them up on the auction house and ask a price for your pet, your high-level pet. So pretty much it's just going to be, you know, throwing your pets up. It's going to be like Pokemon. Don't lie to yourselves, people. And if you purchase the WoW Annual Pass, or you're feeling like you're going to be purchasing the WoW Annual Pass, it's pretty much like a year of game time, which you can purchase all at once or have payments every month for. Anyone who has this pass, though, is going to be getting Diablo 3 for free. And of course, it's just going to be the digital copy. You're not going to actually have the physical game or the box or anything like that. It's going to be coming with a Mount Tyrell's charger. And also, you get guaranteed access to the Mists of Pandaria expansion when it's in its beta mode. So for some people that might definitely be worth it. I mean, you get a mount, you get access to the beta of an expansion, and you get a whole year of game time. You just don't have to worry. So there you have it. Day 1 of BlizzCon announcements for World of Warcraft, with a hint of Diablo 3 because, well, you get it for free if you have a year-long subscription here, well, an annual subscription with World of Warcraft. So if you like this video, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and check out my other videos, subscribe. If you enjoyed and you felt this was an informative video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and just like start discussing, what do you think about the expansion? What do you think about all the changes and the different things that they're implementing? Like, what do you think about the Pokemon system? And go ahead and leave comments down below, because I'd really just like to, you know, see what everyone has to say, and also, you know, kind of talk with everybody and see how they feel about it. I'd like to see opinions, you know, from people who are still very interested in WoW and very interested in this expansion. Stay tuned, because I'm definitely going to be putting up videos on Day 1 Diablo 3 announcements, as well as Day 1 StarCraft announcements.